Hi, it's Candice with the Radiant Life Project. Today, I just want to share a quick story with you about a pretty scary experience that I went through a couple of years ago. This experience not only opened my eyes to the importance of what we put into our bodies and how it affects our health, but it also made me really passionate about nutrition education. So I'm just hoping by sharing this story that maybe someone out there who may be suffering from the same symptoms that I was suffering from, that maybe this can help them, or just to spread the word that you really need to think about what you're putting into your bodies every single day and the outcome that it has on your health. So a couple of years ago, I had to have a colonoscopy procedure done, and usually this type of procedure isn't recommended until you're in your 50s unless that you're suffering from digestive issues. Which in my case, I was suffering from digestive issues. I have had the same digestive issues my whole entire life. I have been to a lot of different doctors, and no doctors were ever able to diagnose me or find anything wrong. And I've really had these issues since I was a child, for as far back as I can remember. And the symptoms that I was having were like bloating and pain and nausea and a lot of fatigue after I would eat. So like I said, I went to a lot of different doctors, had a lot of different tests done, and unfortunately no one could ever find out what was wrong with me. So about 2 years ago, I decided to go see a new doctor, and this doctor recommended that I get a colonoscopy procedure done just to make sure that there weren't any abnormalities in my colon. So I decided that I wanted to do that, and so I went ahead with the procedure. At this time in my life, I was actually a vegetarian, and it wasn't related to any health issues. I just was someone who never really liked meat, and as I grew older, and I just cut meat out of my diet until the point that I was living on a vegetarian diet. But even with living on a vegetarian diet for some years, I was still suffering from these same symptoms and having the pain and the bloating and the nausea. So that's why my doctor recommended that I get a colonoscopy. So after I got my colonoscopy, I went back to my doctor's office, and he had some pretty scary news I was not expecting. At this time, I was only in my 20s, and my doctor told me that they had found some precancerous cells in my colon, and they had removed them all, but it was an early sign of colon cancer. So he told me that what they were going to do was I had to get a colon cancer screening every 3 to 5 years now for the rest of my life in order to prevent colon cancer. I left that appointment feeling pretty discouraged because they weren't able to find out what was causing my pain, and at the same time I just found out that some pretty scary news that I had already started developing early signs of colon cancer, and I was only in my 20s, and there wasn't really anything they could do about it other than me to get these colon cancer screenings every 3 to 5 years. So I really went on for the next few months living my regular life, not really thinking that there was anything I could do, and just waiting for my next screening and just hoping that I didn't have any more cells. But I happened to be in college at that time, and I was studying public health nutrition, so I was looking up information about nutrition, and I came across a book called the China Study. So I didn't really know what to expect from the book. I just purchased it really because it said on the cover that it was the most comprehensive study of nutrition ever conducted, and that really caught my eye. So I bought the book and I read it cover to cover, and really I was blown away by the information. This book taught me how important the relationship is between food and health, and I really wanted to learn more, so I did even more research, and I found a ton of other evidence-based nutrition studies that show the relationship between meat and dairy and cancer growth, not only colon cancer growth, but other types of cancer growth, other diseases, obesity and heart disease. These are all nutrition related diseases. So at this time, I was a vegetarian. I wasn't eating meat, but like many vegetarians, I was still eating a lot of dairy. I loved pizza, I loved nachos, I loved grilled cheese, and I could eat all of that on a vegetarian diet. But I decided that I wanted to try a plant-based diet just to see if it would affect the issues that I was having my whole life. And so I cut out dairy from my diet. And honestly, I can tell you that within 1 week, I was feeling significant improvement as far as my mood and fatigue went. I actually had so much energy that people that I worked with and other people that I didn't even tell them I was changing my lifestyle or my diet, they commented on my mood and my energy levels. So that was pretty exciting. And within 3 weeks, I didn't have any more pain. I didn't have any more bloating. I didn't have any more fatigue. I didn't have any more nausea after eating. And this was all just from cutting out dairy, and I had already cut out meat. And I was just living strictly on a plant-based diet, and which I still am today. I have never gone back to eating animal products, and I never plan to, because who would want to? I don't have any of the same symptoms that I had my whole life. It is what's healthiest for me. It is what's healthiest for everyone. So I really just wanted to tell this story and spread a positive public health message, because the diseases that people are suffering from, diabetes, heart disease, obesity, those are all nutrition related diseases, and they're all on the rise, and they don't have to be. You just have to eat healthier. And if you're somebody who is curious about a plant-based diet or wants to learn more about it, I have linked some resources below. But if you're someone who is ready to switch to a plant-based diet that has no idea where to start, please feel free to reach out to me at theradiantlifeproject.org. So as always, thank you for watching, and please subscribe to our channel if you want to learn more about healthy lifestyle tips. You can also find us on Instagram at The Radiant Life Project.